Hello there, I'm Anna Mealy from North East Animal Rights. Welcome to another one of my short talks on all things vegan. I haven't been able to do one of these for a while because I've been absolutely flat out. The group's been flat out with the festival and everything as well. But I thought it would be really important to talk to you today about egg hatching programmes in schools, and in some cases we're finding them in care homes as well. Now, in the national curriculum and the year five science programme, it says that they have to, that pupils have to observe changes in an animal over a period of time. And it suggests things like hatching projects. But I want to talk to you about why these hatching projects are nothing short of brutal exploitation. It's not happy endings for these lovely chickens. So the reality is, what we're getting is, schools are getting these programs in. They have the eggs, the fertilized eggs, and they will have them in incubators. And obviously, over a period of time, the eggs will hatch into these lovely yellow, cute, fluffy chickens, which we all know we associate with Easter. And and everybody coos over and says how beautiful they are. What happens at the end of this program? The companies say that they will take the chicks back, and they will rehome them, unless any of the parents want them. Now, first of all, two issues, right? So the parents, you're offering chickens to parents who potentially have no experience, and they're not going to be checked up on afterwards either. Okay, what happens when the chickens outgrow their fluffy phase and they're now the older chickens and they're starting to make a bit more noise? Okay, what happens when these chicks are male chicks as well? So I'll come back to that one. The other part is rehoming. So most of these so-called ethical companies will say that they have rehoming programs where they will give the chicks which aren't taken by parents to free-range farms or small holdings or something like that. But again, they're not checking afterwards, okay? And we know that it's kind of like an oxymoron, ethical egg hatching companies, because they're making money out of exploiting chicks. They're not ethical at all. There is no ethics involved in egg hatching programs, okay? So let's please remember that. That's a really important point. They can argue till they're blue in the face that they think they are ethical, okay? It's the same sort of argument about humane slaughter. Humane slaughter is an oxymoron, so is ethical egg hatching companies that don't exist, okay? So I've spent, the reason why I wanted to talk about this subject is that I've spent the best part of 5 hours today contacting schools and talking to animal aid, talking to concerned parents, talking to concerned staff, people who are very, very conscious of the fact that they know where these animals are going to end up. Talking to rescues as well. And, I've spent, this is just one day, 5 hours I've spent on this one subject alone. So we've gone from the Christmas animals, all the issues around Christmas animals, trying to get people to stop having animals in Christmas events, to literally going straight into this egg hatching program. Absolute debacle. It's just ludicrous. Now, the national curriculum, they want to teach children about life cycles, okay? So they're saying life cycles, like, isn't that, a natural way they can do it is these egg hatching programs. But it's far removed from actually what is natural. So we know that the eggs are in incubators, so they're not under the mothers. The mothers are not hatching these. The mothers are highly intelligent. We know that they can see the babies through the eggs. They know that they can communicate with the babies through the eggs as well. So these chickens have not got that natural part of the early development. When they are hatched, they're passed around children, okay, supervised, but children who are seeing these animals and have no idea what is going to happen to these animals. And if we said to these children who are holding the animals, why don't you bite the head off this animal, or why don't you just crush it, or just kill it, because this kill the animal, because that's actually what's going to happen to the animal. Children are going home, they're eating chicken nuggets, they're eating chicken parts, they're eating chicken pies, chicken burgers, and they're not drawn, they're not sort of making the comparison between the chicken in the hand, the lovely fluffy chicken in the hand, and the animals on the plate. So again, that's misleading of the schools to be telling them that. They're not telling them that this natural part. And also, we don't see many, I don't know, I'm not aware of any visits to schools, any visits by schools to slaughterhouses where they'll see poultry and these young chickens slaughtered. I suspect that is part of the life cycle that they don't want the children to see. And I wonder why that is. So chickens who are produced for meat, they are killed at 6 weeks old. They can live in the wild till they're 9. chickens who are produced for eggs, they will be slaughtered at 18 months. So, you know, people like us, the British Hen Welfare Trust and other organisations scramble, you know, madly to try and get homes for all of these animals who were created, you know, for exploitation purposes, you know, to make money, to make eggs, for us to you know, to just defile the bodies and eat them. Now, let's go back to the male chickens. I mentioned that before. So, some male chicks, if you imagine you have, say, 10 eggs in an incubator, and we'll just say 5 of them are male, okay? Now, cockerels are very, very loud. We know that, you know, everybody knows that cockerels are really loud, and actually hens are quite loud in themselves, but not as loud as cockerels. Nobody wants cockerels. If you're living in a residential area, you know, if you don't have loads of land around you, you know, you would be very, very unpopular with your neighbours if you have cockerels crowing, you know, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, waking everybody up, you know. And the reality is, you'd have complaints. You just wouldn't be allowed to have them. So what happens? You know, these chickens, they won't be looked after. They'll be dumped. You know, they'll go to free range holdings. They'll go to small holdings. They'll go to parents, and then they'll realise how much noise and how much you know, how many problems they cause. So they get abandoned. Now, the volunteer rescue that I volunteered for last year had an absolute load. They had probably about 15, 16 cockerels just dumped, either dumped on them or abandoned, and we had to rescue them. Okay, and we're chasing around trying to get these cockerels to a safe place. And some of these cockerels are still there because we can't rehome them. And already we are getting inundated with requests to take in chicks from these egg hatching programs. Okay, so in reality, in the industry, in the egg industry, male chicks have no commercial use. So they're macerated, they're suffocated, or they are gassed. So you have these lovely, cute, fluffy chickens, the ones which the children have just been holding, and in the industry, they are gassed, they are macerated, which means they're minced up, or they are suffocated with foam. Okay, so why aren't we telling children that? If we want to have children knowing the truth, tell them the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, but the schools don't have the guts to do that. Okay, they will tell them a sugary sweet version of, let's have a little look at these eggs hatching, and that's it. Everything else they hide away from them. Okay, now we know that there are alternatives. Okay, so if you want to go by the national curriculum and observe changes in an animal, there is a fantastic website, somebody called Wildlife Kate. So if you go onto her website, just Google Wildlife Kate, and she has some amazing hatching things going on. She has nesting boxes with all sorts of animals, and the virtual programs, so you know, loads of people can tap into them. There's no animals hurt, no animals exploited, and there's certainly no money being made from it either. Okay, so that's an alternative, a very, very easy, simple alternative. Okay, but instead of having these animals in the school. So what can you do as an individual? So if you're aware of your school, your children's school, your niece or nephew's school, or a school in the area, or you see it on Facebook, what can you do? First of all, contact the school and tell them that you're absolutely, you're frustrated, disappointed, dismayed that they are doing this. This is such an out of date way of, you know, it's not a scientific approach at all. With all the science available, you know, children, the school should be plotting all of the technology they've got available to them. When we had lockdown, everybody used loads of technology, and the schools really, you know, they did really well with the technology. So why don't they use virtual technology for this sort of thing as well? So tell the school that you're disgusted with this, and ask them, you know, to make this hatching program the last program they have. Contact the head, put it in writing, contact the head of the school, contact the chair of governors, and contact the teacher in charge of the egg hatching program. Now, this is all very simple to find out. If you have a school, if you have Bill Bloggs school, go on to Bill Bloggs primary school website, and it'll tell you the head teacher, the chair of governors, and the teacher in charge of science, for example, or the admin officer's email. Okay, and send them all and ask them to reply to you, and make sure that they do. Contact your MP as well. So while your MP doesn't have a direct impact on your child's school or the school of concern, they do obviously have input into political decisions. So even if your MP is a Labour MP or a Lib Dem MP or Green, and they're obviously they're not in power at the moment, still let them know, because they may be on committees where, you know, they might be on an educational committee or a parliamentary group which deals with education. Okay, so please make them aware of, you know, of your feelings. Contact an MP called Gillian Keegan. Now, Gillian Keegan is the Secretary of State. She actually has she has responsibility for education. Now, her email address, I have it written down here, is Gillian, so that's Gillian with a G, Gillian .Keegan, KEEGAN .MP at parliament.co.uk. So that's gillian.keegan.mp at parliament.co.uk, and ask her to remove the reference to egg hatching programmes in the national curriculum for Year 5 Science. Okay. If you want to find your own MP, if you don't know who your MP is, Google find your MP and put your postcode in, and that'll bring that up as well. Contact the local authority. So the local authority, so for example, if the school is in Gateshead, contact Gateshead Education Department. If it's in Sunderland, contact Sunderland Education Department. If the school is an academy, contact the trust. So the trust will have trustees, contact the CEO of the trust, and again, contact them and tell them that you're not happy with it. If you're in the Northeast, please contact us and we will do our best to help you. I've contacted so many schools this morning, so I'll do that, and I'm more than happy to do that on your behalf, particularly if it's a sensitive issue, and you're working directly in the school, and it's a very small school, and you don't want sort of the highlight to be, the spotlight to be on you. I'm more than happy to help you. So contact me at northeastanimalrights@hotmail.com. You can also contact Animal Aid as well. So Animal Aid are based in Kent, but they have just started a huge egg hatching campaign, an anti-egg hatching campaign. So Karen or Natasha will help you. They've helped me quite a lot today already. So the website is https://www.animalaid.org.uk/hatching-projects-action. Okay, and within that link, there's absolutely loads of things. There's obviously Gillian Keegan's email address, and there's also some information you can send to schools. There's rescues talking about why these egg hatching projects impact on their work and takes away their valuable resources. So please do everything you can. I mean, these chickens, as beautiful as they are, they shouldn't be being born. They really shouldn't. They're creating all these ridiculous, lazy, what's the opposite of creative? Uncreative schools who have no imagination, have no common sense. They're creating lives where they don't need to exist. We are absolutely inundated with baby animals all the time, cats, kittens, baby birds, and we don't need more to create it. So we need to be doing absolutely everything we can to stop these egg hatching programs in schools. So thank you very much for listening. I'm going to end now. I will put some links in the when I post this as well. But please make your feelings known, and let's make your school's egg hatching program the last one forever, so they don't do it anymore and they look for alternatives. So before I end, I want to say, if you like what we do, please support us by following us on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, and we also have a YouTube channel as well. We really do appreciate every one of you who follows us. If you're able to donate to our work as well, please go into our bio on Facebook. Every penny we get goes to directly helping the animals. So I'm going to sign off now. So this is Anna Amelia from Northeast Animal Rights saying thank you very much for listening and have a great day.